No matter how much you love what you do, at some point you're going to find yourself face to face with a task that you just don't like. And that's when it hits. Boredom. Hey, I'm Michelle Reese, founder of the Align Agent Academy, where I get to help agents like you create a multi-figure business by increasing productivity and reducing the overwhelm. And today, I'm going to show you how. Now, the thing is, the more you let boredom get comfortable and settle in, the harder it's going to be for you to stay productive. And as a business owner, your number one job is to produce the results that you want. If this sounds like you, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. So, what can you do to beat the boredom? Here's a few tips that you can implement right now into your daily routine that's going to help you to stay more productive. Tip number 1, stop fighting. If you're sitting down to do a task and you just don't love it and you're finding it like no matter what, it's just hard for you to stay focused, stop. There's nothing productive about fighting with boredom. The best thing that you can do when that dread starts to set in is to just take a break, breathe, find something on your to-do list that is more enjoyable. Allowing yourself to get started and getting into a flow with something that's a little bit more fun and enjoyable is going to help you to get into that groove, and then feeling good and being able to come back to that task later on is going to help you now to beat that dreaded boredom. Tip number 2, start your morning routine with something that brings you pleasure. Maybe it's a nice breakfast or a really powerful affirmation. Maybe it's just even reading a few pages out of a motivational book. Whatever is going to bring you that sense of joy and happiness, that's what I want you to think about. Now, when you start your day with something that feels good, you're going to help to your body and your brain to release those feel-good chemicals, and that's going to help you to stay a little bit more focused and boost motivation. And the more you can train your brain to release these feel-good chemicals, the more productive you'll be. Tip number 3, chunk down your tasks. When your brain looks at your to-do list and it has no idea where to start, you're setting yourself up for overwhelm. If something is too big or maybe too complicated, the brain just doesn't know where to start. And once you hit overwhelm, you can say goodbye to productivity. The best thing that you can do when you're sitting down at a task is to start small, like very small. The goal is to set yourself up to be able to accomplish something easily. Maybe it's doing 10 minutes of research instead of a full hour. Maybe it's just opening up the documents and tabs you need as opposed to just sitting there staring at a blank page. The key is to get started. So once you get started, you're then more open to completing the task. Tip number 4, know your why. If you're doing something that you don't enjoy, you need to reframe that task. You need to come back to why you're doing this to begin with. When you can see the bigger picture and what you'll be compromising if you don't complete that task, you'll be less influenced by those distractions that are calling for your attention, and you're more open to staying on task. Let your why drive your productivity. And last but not least, tip number 5. Stimulate all of your senses. Remember how excited you were when you got a new colored pen in school? Or was that just me? But you get the idea. Finding ways of making your tasks fun by bringing in color or accessories or something novel is going to help to turn that dreaded task into a fun task. Now, here's a few ideas. Consider changing up your environment. If you're working at a table, maybe consider moving to a floor cushion. If you're working in an office, maybe consider moving to a cafe or a park for part of your day. Anything that stimulates the senses is going to help to bring a feeling of enjoyment. And of course, the more enjoyment you have, the easier it is to be productive. What are some things that you do to help you stay more productive and focused? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on that notification bell. This way you'll get notified the next time I drop a new video.